All right, back in the early 70s, when Eagle became an official city of Idaho, there were only about 500 people living there. Since then, it's ballooned to become one of the largest cities in the state, almost in the top 10. And along with that increase in population came the increase in home prices, of course. Back in 2017, you could have had one of the Eagle's oldest homes for a pretty penny. Well, a lot of them, actually. In July of that year, that home went on the market for the first time ever. A home that once belonged to Orville Jackson, a very prominent member of the community, one whose name is still around town if you've been there. But his daughter, who later took over ownership of the home, said she had a hard time attracting buyers for one specific reason. The city of Eagle didn't officially become a city until 1971, but it had been a thriving community for decades before, built up with its own bank, hotel, and downtown drugstore. Widely known as the Orville Jackson Drugstore for more than 50 years.
Well, when I grew up, they always said Orville Jackson put Eagle on the map. That's what I always heard.
His daughter, Sherry Sharp, still lives in the family home about a block away on Eagle Road.
This house is 5 years older than me. The house was built in 1931, so it's 86 years old.
It was right in the middle of the Great Depression. Money was tight, but the Jacksons had put enough aside for a new home.
My dad said my mother counted that money so much he was afraid she'd rub the numbers off it.
They'd wanted something special. So Sherry says they called on John Turtlette and Charles Hummel, the same Treasure Valley architects that designed Idaho's State House, to put together this Tudor-style home, a vision of Orville's wife, Floy.
So I think maybe in her mind she had like her dream house.
Back then, workers were paid $1 a day to complete the 3,100 square foot home in the middle of 2.5 acres. Total cost was about $10,000. Today, the Jackson home is for sale for about $1.7 million. It still has the original leaded windows, the original woodwork and oak beams inside, and the memories of their only daughter, who wants to see it saved for future generations.
I want to save it because it meant so much to them.
Sherry says she's getting too old to care for the home herself, but hopes her parents' contribution to this community would help keep the property preserved for something other than commercial progress.
That's why I've persevered and stayed here this long, hoping that I could find someone that would share my dream and purchase this property and save this home.